Hello and welcome to the Thrifty Author. I'm your host, Gail Z. And I wanted to come back with another thought about what to talk about in your reader groups and on your pages, and Twitter, whatever social media you're on. After a while, especially if you're in between books, there's only so many times you feel like saying, well, I'm still working on the book. Still working on the book. Oh, now we're editing the book. I mean, a lot of what we do as writers is in our heads and not very exciting to talk about. It's great when the book comes out, but all that middle part where you're doing the writing and the editing and the reviewing and the staring straight ahead thinking about it, not really exciting. So what else do you talk about and how do you fill the silences? Well, we always joke about having binders full of background material. That could be research, that could be interesting articles about historic things that either happen in our books or inspire things that happen. That can be maps, can be links to museum sites, all kinds of cool stuff. It can also be stuff that we've made up about the history of the characters, the history of the places. So much of that material has to be created for us to do a good job of world building. But as John Hartnett likes to say, it's important to have underwear, but nobody needs to see it. Well, your book Bible, your research is a lot like that too. It's important to have, but you can't info dump it in your book. So what do you do with all this really cool, great stuff that you come up with? Well, sharing bits of it in your reader groups is a great idea. This takes readers deeper into your world. It gives them insights into things, kind of like a behind the scenes tour. And maybe these are details that are never going to come out on the page, as long as you're absolutely sure they aren't going to change and they aren't going to paint you into a corner. Sharing things that you know to be true, even if you haven't said them out loud in the book and it's not going to ruin an upcoming surprise. Readers love those kind of nuggets. It's very much, like I said, a behind the scenes tour, because we're saying, hey, you know how there's this like one sentence reference to this in book 3? Well, here's what's really going on. And again, you don't want to paint yourself into a corner or box yourself into something that can't be changed later. But especially if you've already written about these things, and this is just a matter of, there's a lot more that I came up with that I didn't put in there. And would you be interested in hearing? Most of the time readers are like, yes, tell me more. So this is a great way to feel like you've gotten use out of all that stuff in your binders. Readers love it. And it can really spark some terrific conversations between you and your readers about the hows, the whys, the wherefores. And especially if you have links to things from museums or from, websites that deal with the strange and interesting, all those wonderful little bits and pieces, they're great to share with some commentary about how it ties into your book. And you may never get to completely discuss those at length in the book, but readers love knowing what's going on, cook's tour, behind the scenes, below stairs, all that good stuff. So those are some ideas for what to talk about when you're out on social media. Go behind the scenes. There'll be more Thrifty Author coming up. So thanks for watching and listening. We'll see you online.